Welcome to Provo Angels Baseball. We're getting set to start Game 2 of a 3-game playoff series between your Provo Angels and the visiting Idaho Falls Chukars. Of course, last night the Angels made it exciting and pulled out a 14-13 victory up in Idaho Falls to claim a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series. The evening was certainly exciting as both teams combined for 27 runs and numerous hits, not to mention 11 errors. So just all over the place defensively. However, the Angels were able to pull out the late inning victory. They jumped out to a 14-3 lead by the bottom of the 5th inning and headed into the last 3 or 4 innings of the game looking strong and expecting the victory. The Chukars made it exciting with their powerful offensive lineup coming back, but Mitch Arnold was able to come in and shut them down for 1 1/3 innings, picking up the save. Fernando Rodriguez, who pitched 5 strong innings to start the game for the Angels, was able to get the victory, and the Angels are now 1 win away from clinching a trip to the Pioneer League Championship Series, where they'll face either the Billings Mustangs, who took a 1-0 lead over the Great Falls White Sox last night, or those very same Great Falls White Sox, who will play Game 2 tonight at Billings. So both away teams picking up victories and now heading home with 2 games to clinch. So an exciting way to start things off here for the Pioneer League playoffs. We're going to take a quick look at tonight's starting lineups. Leading off for the visiting Idaho Falls Chukars will be the shortstop, Geraldo Valentin. Valentin played shortstop last night, so a little change in the lineup for manager Brian Rupp. Batting second will be the first baseman, Brad Hayes. Batting third will be left fielder Alexander Bautista. Batting fourth will be the designated hitter, Billy Butler. Batting fifth will be the right fielder, Brian McFall. Batting sixth will be third baseman, Mario Lison. Batting seventh will be second baseman, Eddie Solis. Batting eighth will be the center fielder, Darwinson Salazar. And batting ninth will be the catcher, Felipe Del Rosario. We're going to take a brief pause, and we'll be back with the national anthem and the starting lineup for your Provo Angels. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineup for your Provo Angels. Starting in left field will be Mike Perdomo. In center fielder, Richard Giannotti. And in right field, J.R. Wren. So, manager Tom Kochman going with the same lineup that he started last night's game with. At third base will be Nate Sutton. Sutton, who did not start last night's game, however, came in place of Josh LeBlanc when LeBlanc injured his thumb in the second inning. We'll get the start tonight at third. Sean Rodriguez in his normal spot at second. Alexi Casilla getting the call tonight at second base, sliding over and taking over for Josh LeBlanc. Cliff Remley will get the start at first. Remley had a hot night last night offensively, picking up 3 hits. Struggled a little bit defensively, but definitely one of the great gloves in the Angels lineup. Tim Duff will be on behind the dish tonight with Nick Green taking the hill. Green 4-3 on the regular season with a 3.86 ERA. He walked 20, struck out 44, and opponents hit 272 against the lanky right-hander from Tifton, Georgia. We know that Green's family will be listening in tonight as the Angels look to clinch a trip to the Pioneer League Championship Series. Green will start things off against Geraldo Valentin. Brad Hayes will bat second for the Chukars, and Alexander Bautista due up here in the top of the first. Already the largest crowd for the Provo Angels history as far as a playoff game is concerned, and many more people pouring in. As a lot of exciting things going on here at the ballpark, and it just turns out to be a stellar night for baseball. Not a single cloud in the sky. Leaves changing colors on the mountains behind the outfield wall. About 74 degrees at game time. And we are ready to play a little Provo Angels Pioneer League playoff baseball. You're listening to SportsJuice.com, the home of the Provo Angels on the internet. The service is provided in part by the Takis family out of Pacific Palisades, California. And I'm Zach Frazier bringing you the action live tonight. So Geraldo Valentin will step into the batter's box, 0 for 6 on the evening last night. So his playoff average is a big fat 0. The pitch from Green, a fastball that misses down low and away, ball 1. Green, one of the bright spots in the Angels pitching staff this year. The pitch is lifted into shallow right field. J.R. Reds will come on and make the catch for the first out here in the top of the first. We are just underway at Larry H. Miller Field, the home of the Provo Angels. This is the last year that the Angels will play here as their new stadium is starting to take shape. Parkway Crossing Stadium has the light towers up, and the sod will be laid tomorrow. So the field's starting to look the way it should as the pitch to Brad Hayes is an off-speed pitch that bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Hayes last night, 1 for 4. With a pair of runs scored, was one of the catalysts in the late inning comeback by the Chukars. The pitch again down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Now to Brad Hayes. Green working from the windup, very quick on the mound. Fires a fastball that misses inside. Looked close, and the count is now 3-0. Angels fans with a chance to win $500 tonight, certainly helping fill the park. The 3-0 misses outside, ball 4, and Hayes walks on 4 pitches. So that'll bring Alexander Bautista to the plate. Bautista last night, a big night, 3 for 5 with a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored.
Now the name left fielder, number 24, Alexander Bautista.
And the Angels had jumped out to a commanding 14-3 lead, and watched it slip away as the bats from the Idaho Falls Chukars side heated up late in the game. The pitch from Green, a fastball that catches the inside corner, strike 1 to Bautista. Bautista on the regular season finished the year hitting .296 with 3 home runs and 37 RBI. Green set from the stretch position. The curveball misses outside, ball 1. So as we talked about, Fernando Rodriguez getting the win last night in Idaho Falls, going 5 innings and leaving with a 14-3 lead. Mitch Arnold came in with 2 out in the 8th inning to get the final out and pitched a perfect night to pick up the save. The delivery from Green, a curveball that catches the outside corner, strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the first. We're just underway in Game 2 of the Southern Division playoffs of the Pioneer League. The Kansas City Royals affiliate Idaho Falls Chukars against your Provo Angels. The 1-2 misses down low, and it is now 2-2. Green with the socks up high. The Provo Angels in their home whites with powder blue angels across their chest, dark blue caps with light blue brims, and dark socks. The pitch is outside. The ball gets away from Duff. The runner goes. The throw down to second in time, and Hayes is gone. You don't want to test the arm of Tim Duff, as Hayes is erased from the bases. 2-6 on the putout. And the count now full with 2 out to Alexander Bautista. The pitch from Green. Ground ball to second baseman Casilla. He takes a hard hop. Nice play to stay with it. The throw to first, and we head to the bottom of the first. A scoreless ball game. Provo Angels against Idaho Falls Chukars. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Fans of Provo Angels would like to thank Give a Call Wireless for providing our mobile phone team. You can check them out at 27 West Center Street in Provo, where they can also provide all of yours. And don't forget to visit the concession stand out on Concord. There you'll find fresh, gourmet soft bread made by Pretzel Baking. Head back and get yours now.
Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball. We head to the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless ball game. We are just underway in Provo with Alexi Casilla to lead things off. Nate Sutton and Sean Rodriguez to follow in the bottom of the first. Defensively for the Idaho Falls Chukars, Alexander Bautista is in left. Darwinson Salazar is in center. Ryan McFall in right. Patrick Green on the mound fires a fastball strike. And the count is now 0-1 to Casilla. Casilla last night 1 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. A catalyst in the lineup at the top of the order. The pitch taken down low, ball 1. Around the infield for the Chukars, Mario Lison at third tonight. Geraldo Valentin at short, moving in from center field. Eddie Solis at second, and Brad Hayes at first. The 1-1, lined foul down the left field line and out of play. And the count moves to 1-2. Patrick Green on the year, 3-1 with a 5.23 ERA. 25 walks, 39 strikeouts, and opponents only hitting .257 against the right-hander. Starts his windup, the pitch on the way, missed inside, ball 2. Casilla has come in and really provided a strong presence at the top of the order for the Angels, especially considering the injuries that have occurred to the likes of Josh LeBlanc and guys that have really started things off for the Angels well. The pitch is fouled out of play down the left field line. And the count remains at 2-2. Casilla, a free agent signee in 2003, came up from the Mesa Angels. He's a native of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. The 2-2 is grounded to the second baseman. So Lease is up with it and fires to first for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. So Casilla's put down 4-3. And that'll bring third baseman Nate Sutton to the plate. Sutton last night came into the game, went 1 for 3 with 3 runs scored, an RBI and 2 walks. Had a very good ball game, filling in the spot for the injured Josh LeBlanc. The pitch on the way from Green, taken down low, ball 1. Sutton Rodriguez, Toussaint hitting cleanup tonight. Tim Duff in the 5th spot. Cliff Rumley at first batting 6th, J.R. Renz hitting 7th. The pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Now the count to Sutton. Mike Perdomo batting 8th, and Richard Giannotti finishing things off in the 9th spot. The 1-1 on the way. Catches the outside corner, 1-2 now the count. The Angels will look to jump ahead of the Chukars here in the bottom of the first. The pitch on the way, misses inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Nate Sutton. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The pitch from Green, the windup, the delivery. Lined into left field. That's going to tail away from the left fielder, Bautista. That's going to land on the warning track and roll all the way to the wall. Sutton will stop at second with a 1-out double. So Nate Sutton getting things going here offensively for the Angels, as he takes a pitch that was on the outside corner to the opposite field, just inside the fair line. And that'll bring Sean Rodriguez to the plate. Rodriguez, the player of the game last night for the Angels, went 1 for 2 with 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 3 runs scored, and of course the difference maker, that 3-run blast, as he takes ball 1 down low. Rodriguez's 3-run home run in the 5th inning did not seem to be a difference maker at the time. It gave the Angels a 14-3 lead. It turned out to be the winning home run if you take all things into consideration. The 1-0 catches the outside corner. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Patrick Green waiting for a sign from catcher Felipe Del Rosario. Gets the pitch and delivers a fastball in the inside corner, strike 2. Rodriguez's father and brother are in town tonight, as they were visiting also last night in Idaho Falls. Every fan in the park tonight getting a program, an opportunity to win a love sack from Love Sack of Provo, as well as $500 from Deseret First. Green steps and delivers, misses outside as the ball skips away from Del Rosario. The snap throw catches Nate Sutton, as it looks like he slid under the tag. But field umpire Roy Prauner calls Sutton out as he got caught in between second and third base. The ball had bounced away from Del Rosario. Del Rosario with a strong throw. And there are now 2 out in the bottom of the first. No one on for Rodriguez with a 2-2 count. The pitch on the way from Green. A curveball that misses high, ball 3. So Roy Prauner in the field tonight. Mike Lusky behind the dish. Flip-flopping from last night. The 3-2 on the way. Misses down low, ball 4. And that'll send Sean to first base with a 2-out walk. And that'll bring Andrew Toussaint to the plate. Toussaint last night the DH in the lineup, 1 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Was also a catalyst at the beginning of the game. He takes ball 1 inside. It was the story of 2 different games last night. The Angels dominating through the first 5 innings. The Chukars taking their turns in the bottom 4. Finally, the Angels did come out on top 14-13 to lead this 3-game series 1-0 as Tucson swings and misses. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. To designated hitter Andrew Tucson, Sean Rodriguez stands at first base with a 2-out walk. The pitch on the way from Green, swing and a miss, strike 2. Tucson early on in the season, a fan favorite with his towering blasts to the Marriott Center parking lot just beyond the outfield wall here at Miller Field. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch from Green, taken down low, ball 2. So the count now even. Deuces wild again in the bottom of the first. Green will step off the mound and reset. Patrick Green, that is, both pitchers with the last name Green. The pitch on the way, popped up down the first base line. It's going to drop foul as Brad Hayes couldn't catch up, neither could Eddie Solis, and it falls in foul territory about 20 feet wide of the right field line. Provo Angels, the home team, in the third base dugout. Idaho Falls Chukars, the visiting team, down in the first baseline. The Chukars in their road grays with maroon lettering, a black cap with maroon bill, and black socks. So the count remains even. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 out. Green comes set. Rodriguez is running. The pitch is up high, a curveball. The throw not in time, and Rodriguez swipes second base. Del Rosario, double clutch, could not find a handle on the ball. And Rodriguez now at second base. So the ball was up high, ball 3, and the count now full with 2 out, and a runner at second base for Ezra Tucson. Green comes set. The pitch catches the outside corner. Terrible call by Mike Lusky, and we head to the top of the second. A scoreless ball game. The Angels and Chukars in Game 2 of the Pioneer League South Division playoffs. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. This is Zach Frazier. As Andrew Tucson ended the bottom of the first, striking out looking, we head to the top of the second. It's a 0-0 ball game. And Billy Butler to lead things off. Butler, the third baseman last night, DHing tonight, looks at ball 1 outside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. No out. We're just underway at the top of the second inning. The pitch from Green. Curveball that misses low. Ball 2. So fans getting a little upset there as they wanted that same call that was called on Andrew Toussaint to end the first. The pitch is fouled back to the press box and out of play. It bounces back. And good play by a young fan to protect another young fan. A young lady almost got hit by that ball as it bounced back off the facade of the press box. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. The pitch called strike 2. A fastball in at the knees. So Green battles back to get the count even. The pitch on the way. Outside and low, ball 3. Butler, Brian McFall, and Mario Lisone due up here in the second inning. The 3-2 wind up the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Green gets into chase a curveball. That's Green's first strikeout of the night. McFall, a big night last night for the Chukars, 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Also walked once. McFall and the next batter, Mario Lisone, combined to go 6 for 8 as McFall looks at ball 1. This Idaho Falls team finished the season on top of the Pioneer League in hitting as Green's curveball catches the inside corner 1-1. 319 team batting average to finish the year, and they have 4 of the top 10 hitters in the league to finish the season. McFall swings and misses at a fastball. Strike 2. Field being covered in shade right now as the sun continues to set to our west. A warm night here in Provo. The 1-2 misses outside, ball 2. As fans continue to come in here looking to fill the park. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch from Greeny. Ball 3 as it bounces off a duff all the way back to the backstop. So after jumping ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, Green is falling behind in the count, 3-2. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Again, that off-speed delivery pulls up McFall. And there are now 2 down in the top of the second. Mario Lisone will come to the plate. Lisone, 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a double, a home run, was a triple shy of the cycle, had 6 RBI, and also I think 3 or 4 errors as he looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. So he was the player of the game for both teams. The pitch on the way, the 0-1. Again on the inside corner, 0-2. So Lisone yet to be retired here in the Pioneer League Southern Division playoffs. Green comes set. The pitch on the way, swinging a weak ground ball down the third base line, foul. As the count remains at 0-2. The pitch on the way, swinging foul back to the screen. Again, 0-2 the count. A couple of notes as we head into this game. Ben Johnson, still day-to-day with his lower back. The 0-2 on the way from Nick Green. Curveball called strike 3. So Green comes in and strikes out the side. We head to the bottom of the second. We're in a scoreless ball game. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to Provo Angels baseball as we get set to start the bottom of the second. The sun is completely gone from the field. Lights are starting to come on here as we head to the bottom of the second. Tim Duff to lead things off. Swings and misses. Strike one. Had a fastball delivered by Patrick Green. The Angels got two runners on, both reaching second base, but unable to advance them further. And have one hit on the night. Good pitch from Green. Swing and a miss, strike two. Duff last night, the starting catcher, 1 for 5 on the night with a double late in the game. Duff getting the start as Ben Johnson continues to heal from a lower back injury. The 0-2 from Green, fouled back to the screen, stays alive as he just gets a piece. Another injury update. Josh LeBlanc is listed as day today. I had a chance to talk to him, and he felt that perhaps he may be ready to go by the championship series if it should get that far. But a sore thumb is the official report. Anthony Whittington also nursing a sore forearm. He is as well day to day. The pitch misses outside, ball one, as Duff lays off the outside delivery by Patrick Green. Chris Walston, another injured Angel, as the Angels' training room starting to look like an infirmary. Aaron Wells is doing an excellent job throughout the year to keep his team healthy. Just the length of the season starting to wear on the Angels. The pitch is lifted into deep right field. Going back is McFall. He cannot catch up with the ball. It bounces off the wall. Duff will stand at second base with a leadoff double as McFall got twisted around. And it's the second double of the night for the Angels, both times going opposite field on Patrick Green. That ball started towards the right field gap and started to slice towards the line. And it really tripped up the right fielder, Brian McFall, as he twisted around a couple different times trying to keep track of the ball. But Aaron Wells doing an excellent job nursing these injured players back, and they may possibly be ready for the championship round. The pitch by Remley grounded to the first baseman, Brad Hayes. He hits it to the right side, which will allow Duff to move over to third. Good job by Remley to put the ball on the right side of the infield. And that'll bring J.R. Renz to the plate. Renz last night, 1 for 5 with a big RBI single. Picked up 2 RBI early on in the game. Set the tone offensively for the Angels. Finished the regular season hitting .279. The infield drawn in for the Chukars. The pitch is popped up into shallow left field. Going back is Valentine. He will make the catch, and Duff will have to return to third base. So Renz a little anxious, just missed getting that pitch. There are now 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Ike Perdomo will step to the plate. Perdomo, the only starter in the Angels lineup besides Josh LeBlanc to not get a hit, did play great defense last night in left field. And getting the start again here as Tom Kochman goes with a veteran presence in the lineup. The pitch, swinging a foul tip back to the screen. 0-1. Perdomo likes playing at Miller Field. Some of his monstrous shots have been just the biggest blast of the season. Remember one tape measure shot that cleared the pine trees in straightaway center field by a good 20 feet and landed on the street behind the outfield wall, which sits about 30 feet. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. So Perdomo certainly capable of doing damage with his bat. No balls, 2 strikes, runner at third base, 2 out. The Angels look to jump ahead here. The pitch from Green. This is outside, ball 1. Good eye by Perdomo to lay off. The pitch by Green that he was trying to get him to chase. We will also keep an eye on Game 2 of the Mustangs-White Sox series being played right now in Billings. The pitch on the way, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 this time. Perdomo chases after that pitch outside, and we head to the top of the third. It's still a scoreless game. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. into the top of the third. Still a scoreless game between the visiting Idaho Falls Chukars and your Provo Angels. Zach Frazier bringing you the action tonight in Game 2 of a 3-game playoff series to determine who goes to the championship round of the Pioneer League. Eddie Solis to lead things off, takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. Solis so far for the playoffs, hitting .200. One hit as the pitch is lined down the right field line, but curving foul and out of play as it lands in the Chukars bullpen down the right field line. 345 down each line, 385 to the gaps in both right center and left center, 400 to straightaway center field in a stadium that is symmetrical. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch again lined out of play down the first base side. And the count moves to 1-2. Green gets his sign from catcher tipped up. The windup and the pitch drills Solis on the hip. And Solis will head to first base. So not a bad idea by Green to try to go inside, just a little bit too far inside. Be sure to visit ProvoAngels.com and click on Stats and Scores to obtain up-to-date real-time stats from around the Pioneer League playoffs as well as the major leagues. We'll go to that scoreboard right now and keep track tonight to find out what the score is between Billings and Great Falls, as Billings has jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the third. The pitch is lined into the gap. That is going to be caught by J.R. Renz, a beautiful running catch. And Solis will have to return all the way back to first. Renz covering an insane amount of ground there as he was playing Salazar to go down the right field line, robbing Salazar of extra bases and perhaps saving a run. Renz turning on the juices and snagging one out of the sky. So Nick Green will get set against Felipe Del Rosario, who takes a curveball for a strike. Del Rosario 0 for 4 last night. No batting average yet in the playoffs. Greeny comes set, looks over his shoulder. Steps in, throws, swing and a miss, and a nasty curveball is ahead of Felipe 0-2. Right now, Eddie Solis at first base. He was hit by a pitch to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. There's 1 out. And no balls and 2 strikes to number 9 hitter Felipe Del Rosario. The 0-2, ground ball to Alexi Casilla, the flip to second for 1, the relay on to first, the 4-6-3 double play ends the inning into the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third. It's a scoreless ball game. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Spencer Giannotti to lead things off here in the bottom of the third, the number 9 hitter. Last night 0 for 3 with a run scored, as well as striking out 3 times. So a rough night last night for Giannotti, but looking to get back on track here, batting left-handed against the right-handed Green. Giannotti finished the season hitting .248, but playing stellar defense for the Angels as he takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. Giannotti finished the regular season as one of the league leaders in steals. The pitch on the way from Green, lifted foul down the left field line and out of play. 21 on the season, placed him second in the Pioneer League behind Stephen Solman of Helena and Brian McFall of Idaho Falls. McFall, interestingly enough, doesn't look like a great runner, but gets great jumps off of pitchers. The 1-1 on the way to Giannotti, catches the inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count, to the number 9 hitter from the University of Miami. Green gets his sign from Del Rosario. The windup and the pitch. This is inside, ball 2. So the Angels trying to work the count here against the righty. Green, last pitch for University of Louisiana Lafayette. The 2-2 on the way, misses down low, ball 3. The Angels with 2 hits on the night, both doubles, one by Nate Sutton and Tim Duff, have advanced a runner at least to third, but have been unable to score. The 3-2 on the way, line drive to right field. McFall will go back and catch it on the run for the first out. So Giannotti hitting the ball well, but it stayed up a little bit too long. And there's 1 out now in the bottom of the third. That'll bring leadoff man Alexi Casilla. Casilla 0 for 1 on the evening. He grounded out to second baseman Eddie Solis to start things off. Nate Sutton in the on-deck circle. The pitch from Green inside, ball 1 as Casilla steps out of the way. Casilla also a switch hitter. Giannotti and Casilla, the 2 switch hitters in the Angels lineup tonight. Ben Johnson, another Angel switch hitter, but out of the lineup due to injury. The pitch is swung on and fouled back to my left and out of play. And the count is now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. To leadoff man Alexi Casilla. The pitch on the way, sliced into left field for a base hit. As he will round the bag and stop it first with a single. That'll bring Nate Sutton to the plate. Sutton, of course, the first hit of the night for the Angels. A 1-out double back in the first inning to the left field corner. Was picked off by the catcher Felipe Del Rosario as he got too big of a jump on what seemed to be a pass ball. The pitch on the way, the swing, back to Green. Nice play by Green to field his position. Out at second and on to first for the 1-6-3 double play. So we are done here in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the fourth. It's a 0-0 ball game. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
This question will come easy to you. Barry Bonds is about to break his own record for walks in a single season. Who holds the major league record for walks in a career? Is it Barry Bonds, Ricky Henderson, Babe Ruth, or Mark McGwire? If you need help from the crowd, I'm sure they can help you out. Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth? Babe Ruth? Correct. Very Bonds.
also let you know on their stadium folding chair.
Welcome back to Provo Angels baseball. We're in the top of the fourth. It's a scoreless game. The Angels and Chukars in a pitcher's duel to start things off here. Geraldo Valentino lead things off. He takes a curveball high for ball one. Valentin flew out to J.R. Renz in right field to start the game off. The 1-0 on the way, swinging a ground ball. Sean Rodriguez will pick it up on two hops. The throw to first in time. And there's one out here in the top of the fourth. Brad Hayes, who walked and was caught stealing in the first inning, comes to the plate. He is yet to record an official at bat. From the right side of the plate against the righty green, the pitch is high as it gets away from Tim Duff back to the screen. A decent crowd here tonight, as Angels fans have come out to cheer on their champions. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike one. Green wears the number 2 and started the year deep in the bullpen for the Angels, has worked his way to the starting rotation. The off-speed pitch misses outside and low, and the count is 2-1. Product of Darton College, and says he plans on finishing his degree. Swung on and missed, strike 2 as Hayes can't catch up with the fastball. Count now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. In the top of the fourth inning, no runs across the board for either team. Giannotti shaded towards left. The pitch misses inside, ball 3. Michael Perdomo in left, Richard Giannotti in center, but shaded towards left, and J.R. Renz is in right field. The 3-2 from Green, lined into left field. Mike Perdomo will give chase as he will reach out and grab it to once again rob Hayes of a hit, and there are now 2 out in the top of the fourth. That'll bring Alexander Bautista to the plate. Bautista grounded out to Alexi Casilla to end the first inning, is 0 for 1 on the night. The pitch on the way from Green, popped up in the infield. Nate Sutton will call everybody off, and he will gather it right in front of the pitcher's mound. And so we head to the bottom of the fourth. No runs for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Unfortunately, none for the Angels as well. We'll see if that'll change after 4. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth. No runs being scored by either team here early on as Sean Rodriguez will lead things off. He walked in his first at bat. The first pitch from Green is turned on but fouled down the left field line as Rodriguez takes a big cut at that fastball high and in. And the count is 0-1. Rodriguez, Andrew Toussaint, and Timmy Duff due up here. In the bottom of the fourth, the 0-1 from Green popped up. Solis will call everybody off. It's in the middle of the infield. Now Geraldo Valentin will come over and call off Solis. And there is one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Designated hitter Andrew Toussaint to the plate. Toussaint struck out looking at his first at bat. The pitch from Green is taken outside, ball one. Toussaint 0 for 1 on the evening. Struck out looking in his first at bat. The 1-0 from Green. Taken down low, ball 2. Toussaint, a Los Angeles, California native, played his college ball at Southern University. The 2-0. Swing and a miss as he's way out in front of an off-speed pitch. Two balls, one strike. The pitch from Green, outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Andrew Toussaint. The pitch on the way from Green, swinging a little broken back ground ball to Solis. He will step and throw to first for the second out of the inning. I'll bring Tim Duff to the plate. Duff, who doubled in his first at bat, 1 for 1 on the night. He advanced to third, but was unable to score as he was stranded at third base. He was standing at third with only 1 out. The pitch on the way from Green, swinging a pop-up foul back over my head and out of play. I sit directly behind home plate here at beautiful Miller Field. Miller Field also houses the softball stadium for the Brigham Young University Cougars. Count no balls and 1 strike. The pitch on the way from Green, popped up foul again down the first base side, this time out of play. And the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here in the bottom of the fourth, it's a 0-0 game. The Angels and the Chukars playing game 2. It's a must-win situation for the Chukars. The Angels can clinch the Southern Division and move to the championship round with a victory. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. As Duff goes down and the Angels are put down in order, we head to the top of the 5th. No runs for either team. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Everyone on your feet. This is brought to you by our friends at Carrabba's Italian Grill, located at the University Mall in Orem. And folks from Carrabba's will be scanning the crowd to look for adults who can do the ticket dance as well as the kids on the dugout room. Everyone on your feet. Here we go with the Carrabba's Chicken Dance Marsala.
Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. The Angels and Chukars scoreless in the top of the fifth. Nick Green back on the hill to face off against Billy Butler. Butler takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. The 0-1 on the way. Green starts his windup. The pitch popped up, foul out of play. As Butler finished the regular season, the count now 0-2, to Butler. Finished the regular season with a .373 batting average, 10 home runs and 68 RBI. The pitch from Green. Down the right field line it goes into foul territory. J.R. Renz will give chase, but it'll be out of play. As Billy Butler, Brian McFall, and Mario Lisone will be due up. All three struck out in their first at-bat back in the second inning. Green gets his sign from Duff. The pitch just misses outside, and the count moves to 1-2. Instead, the umpire is showing 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that'll be the official count. The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Duff picks that ball cleanly out of the dirt. Butler can't catch up with the slider, and there's now 1 out here in the fifth. That'll bring right fielder Brian McFall to the plate. McFall 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. Also finished in the top 10 with a .363 average, 14 home runs, and 68 RBI. So this team built for offense. Swings and misses at the curveball. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The delivery catches the outside corner as Duff sets up perfectly on the outer half, and Green hits his spot. No balls and 2 strikes. Tom Kochman pulling his team together on the field in the 9th inning, and I asked Tim Duff what he said. He said, guys, just go out and win the ball game. The pitch just misses inside, and the count moves to 1-2. He said, you got the lead, you got your closer, you're in a one-run game in the playoffs, that's what you play for, go out and win it. And they did just that. The pitch is lined foul down the left field line and out of play. And I'll be the first to admit I thought he was chewing him out a little bit, but I shows you why I'm in the broadcast booth and not down on the field. He knew exactly what to say to his players, and they did the job last night in the 9th. The pitch grounded to the third base side. Nate Sutton will play the hop and the fire across the diamonds to get McFall. And there are now 2 out in the 5th inning. Mario Lisone, who struck out on a called strike 3 back in the second inning, 0 for 1 on the evening for Lisone. The pitch from Green, swinging a ground ball down the third base side, but foul as Sutton will make sure and touch it in foul territory. Lisone from the right side of the plate. The pitch from Green, swing and a miss. He can't catch up with the fastball, and it is now no balls and 2 strikes to Lisone. The pitch from Green, pop foul back to the screen and out of play. As it catches the lip of the screen protecting grandstand and falls back onto the field. No balls and 2 strikes is the count. The Angels have Cliff Remley, J.R. Renz, as Lisone looks at another called strike 3, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels and Chukars scoreless. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Cliff Remley to lead things off for the Angels in the bottom of the 5th inning. Remley grounded out to first baseman Brad Hayes to get the first out of the 2nd inning. Did move Tim Duff over to third, getting the job done at that at bat. He fouls the first pitch back to the screen and has a no ball, 1 strike count. We'll go back to the Pioneer League scoreboard, where the last time we checked, Billings had a 2-0 lead on Great Falls. They still maintain that 2-0 lead as they head to the top of the 4th. The pitch from Patrick Green is fouled down the third base line and out of play. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Crowd of about 1,400, 1,500 people here tonight at Miller Field, a good playoff crowd. The 0-2 on the way, misses inside and low, ball 1. Traditionally in the Pioneer League, the playoffs fall in the heart of the football season, right as school gets going, and it's a tough draw around the league all the time, as Remley swings and misses for strike 3. That is Green's 4th strikeout on the night. That'll bring J.R. Renz to the plate. J.R. Renz popped up to the shortstop in his first at bat. For 1 on the night. Looks at ball 1. Good eye by Renz as he looks at a slider that misses out of the strike zone. So the Angels 1 game away from clinching a trip to the Pioneer League Championship game, as Renz takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. The Chukars trying to maintain their playoff lives. The 1-1 misses outside, ball 2. As Renz must have read the scouting report, laying off those outside pitches. Definitely a veteran presence in the Angels lineup with both Renz and Perdomo, former Provo Angels, who have played in the championship series. As Renz lines the pitch into right field for a base hit. He is now 1 for 2 on the night. As he broke his bat on the play, but now stands at first base with a 1-out single. And that'll bring Mike Perdomo to the plate. Perdomo 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Perdomo from the right side of the plate. Green comes set. The pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike. So J.R. Renz stands at first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a scoreless ball game. The pitch on the way. Renz goes swing and a miss. Strike 1. The throw down to second base in time to get Renz, and he's caught stealing for the 2nd out. In the 5th inning. So the Angels trying to be aggressive. Renz didn't get a good jump, and Perdomo did not make contact. So now no balls and 2 strikes to Mike Perdomo with no runners on and 2 out. The pitch on the way from Green. He lays off the outside pitch, and the count moves to 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch from Green. Again, this is outside, and the count is now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels in need of base runners at this juncture. The pitch, swing up and miss, strike 3 as Perdomo grabs his bat in frustration, and we head to the top of the 6th. It's a scoreless ball game. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Okay, fans, it's time now for the Provo Water Resources trivia question. Jesse Wood will try to answer a water trivia question to win a refreshing baseball picnic day.
Very hard question. is similar. In which room of the house is the most water used? Is it the laundry room, the bathroom, or could it be the kitchen? What do you think?
We head to the top of the sixth. It's a scoreless ball game, with the Chukars bringing up Eddie Solis, Darwinson Salazar, and Felipe Del Rosario to the plate. Solis was hit by a pitch in his first at bat and was put out on a 4-6-3 double play. The delivery from Green, a check swing as the ball gets away from Duff, but it is called a strike by Mike Lusky, the home plate umpire. Solis did go around, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 on the way from Green. Lined in to left field for a base hit. Mike Perdomo will come up with it. And Green throws 5 innings of no-hit baseball. That's broken up here in the first by Eddie Solis. First hit of the night for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Going to bring Darwinson Salazar to the plate, who lined out to right field in his first at bat. Nice play by J.R. Enns, robbed Salazar of an extra base hit. The pitch from Green, Salazar squares to bunt. The pitch is low, ball 1. As we keep a close eye on that Great Falls Billings score. Green comes set. Salazar looks very much like a Vladimir Guerrero, squares to bunt but pulls back as the pitch is up high, 2-0. Whereas number 27 has the hands up high on his head when he is batting, high above his head, does not wear batting gloves. Again, squares to bunt this time, pushes it down the first base line. The play by Remley to first is in time by Alexi Casilla covering the bag. Nice play by Remley to throw around the runner. Solis will move to second base on the sacrifice. Salazar's put out 3-4. On the sacrifice bunt. That'll bring Felipe Del Rosario to the plate. 0-for-1 on the night for Del Rosario. Del Rosario grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the third inning. So runner now at second base for the Chukars. Their number 9 hitter, Del Rosario, at the plate. Green kicks and delivers. The ball is grounded to Sean Rodriguez at short. He'll look the runner back and on to first with the throw for the second out. Good fundamental baseball there by the league MVP. And there are now 2 outs here in the 6th. That'll bring Geraldo Valentin to the plate. Valentin 0-for-2 on the night with a fly out and a ground out. Green comes set. Looks over his shoulder a couple times. The pitch is taken high, ball 1. Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com, brought to you by the Tackus family of Pacific Palisades, California. We appreciate that sponsorship. The 1-0 is lifted into deep left field. Going back is Mike Perdomo at the wall, and that's going to clear the wall for a 2-run home run. The Chukars, after being held to no hits through 5 innings, now lead 2-0 as Valentin puts one over the left field wall. Nick Green, who has pitched magnificently here through 5 2/3 innings. A tough break there. And the Chukars now lead 2-0. So Brad Hayes will come to the plate. Hayes 0-for-1 with a walk and a fly out. Swings and lines the ball to left field. Mike Perdomo will have it fall in front of him for a base hit. And that'll bring Bautista to the plate. The Chukars getting something going here with 2 out in the top of the 6th. Tim Duff will run out to talk to Green to make sure that everything's okay, that he's calmed down. And Alexander Bautista will come to the plate. Bautista 0 for 2 on the evening. He has grounded out to the second baseman and popped up to Nate Sutton in third.
Now batting the left fielder, number 24, Alexander Casilla.
The Angels now trail 2-0. We're in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs and a runner on for the Chukars. The pitch by Green is swung on and missed, strike 1. Bautista steps back into the batter's box. Green gets his sign from Duff. The delivery, swing and a miss. Again, Bautista chases a slider out of the strike zone, and the count is 0-2. So Green continuing to deal. The trail's 2-0. Comes set, the 0-2, swinging a ground ball to Nate Sutton at third, and it bounces off his glove. Sean Rodriguez will try to make the play, but not in time. As runners will now be at first and second. Will be charged a hit. And runners are now at first and second for the Chukars. Tom Kochman is going to go out, and it looks like it may be the end of the night for Nick Green. Chris Waters warming up in the bullpen. We're going to take a brief pause. We'll bring you back to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Back to Provo Angels baseball. Nick Green goes 5 2/3 innings, gives up 2 runs on 4 hits. He's still responsible for the 2 runners. Comes set. The pitch on the way. Catch in the inside corner for a called strike 2, and the count is now full to Billy Butler. Angels fans will have Giannotti and the top of the lineup due up in the bottom half of the 6th. Waters comes set to 3-2, misses outside, ball 4. Hayes will move to third. Bautista now stands at second, and now Billy Butler will be at first. Now bring Brian McFall to the plate. McFall 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Batting from the right side of the plate with the bases loaded. The Angels in the jam here in the 6th inning. The pitch from Waters, swing and a miss, strike 1. So Nick Green pitched 5 innings of hitless baseball. Chukars unable to pick up a hit against him. The 0-1 popped up into shallow center field. Giannotti will give chase as he follows the ball all the way to right center. Gathers it in, and the threat is ended. However, the Chukars bring 8 to the plate, score 2. They now lead 2-0. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Over this season, their first grade team has been sponsored the Provo Angels, and we're really proud of it. They're a great organization, great team, and got a great season. What we've been doing is anyone that brings down their ticket stub to the branch can enter to win a free Disneyland vacation for the family. Has anyone actually gone down there and done it here tonight? Well, there's a good chance that we're going to draw your name tonight. So look for us doing this the next couple of seasons, and also stick around because we're giving away $500 in the certificate of deposit tonight. So stick around later tonight. Okay, here it goes. John Painter. What in the heck is it? John Painter from Springfield. Are you here? You possibly are here. If you do, catch us up there. And congratulations, you and your family are going to Disneyland. And thank you.
John Painter, and now batting for the Angels, the center fielder number 4, Richard Giannotti.
Richard Giannotti to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. The Angels now trail 2-0. Patrick Green still on the hill for the Chukars. He misses outside and high. Ball 1. Giannotti flew out to right fielder Brian McFawn, his first at bat. The 1-0 from Green catches the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the count. Giannotti, Casilla, and Sutton due up here in the 6th inning. Green starts his windup. The pitch. This is inside. Ball 2. Giannotti needs to get on base here for the Angels and take advantage of his speed. 21 stolen bases on the year for G. The 2-1 on the way. Catches the outside corner this time, and the count is now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No out to the leadoff man here in the 6th, Richard Giannotti. The switch hitter batting from the left against the righty Green. The pitch on the way. This is high and outside. Ball 3. So a very similar bat to the first that Giannotti had, where he lined out to right field. Steps back into the batter's box with a full count. Green starts his windup. The pitch. This is outside. Ball 4. So the leadoff man on here for the Angels. That'll bring Alexi Casilla to the plate. Casilla, 1 for 2 on the night. Grounded out to the second baseman to start off the Angels' offensive night and singled back in the 3rd inning. Green, working from the stretch position, steps and throws to first. Giannotti's back in safely. I'm sure the Chukars are well aware of Giannotti's ability to run. 3 guys right here coming up to the plate that can all hit and run. The pitch taken for a called strike 1. Catches the outside corner. Angels to host Game 3 if necessary tomorrow night here at Larry H. Miller Field. Looking to avoid that necessity as the pitch from Green misses down low, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alexi Casilla. The Dominican Republic native wears number 12 for the Provo Angels. The pitch is dropped down for a bunt in fair territory. The throw down to second base, safe as the runner was pulled off. And the call was originally called safe at second. And Casilla had already crossed the bag before the ball had even hit the first baseman's mitt. And they're calling him out at first. Proner was not even looking at the play. As Tom Kochman is out arguing the call, Casilla dropped a bunt. The throw from catcher Del Rosario was not in time, and it pulled the second baseman off the bag, so Giannotti was safe. The relay onto first. Casilla had already gone into his breakdown after crossing the bag. Proner had no idea what was going on and called him out. So the Angels get a questionable call go against them. And there's one out here in the sixth inning. Casilla will get a sacrifice bunt on the play. He'll be retired 2-6-3 for the first out here in the sixth. So it certainly changes the feel of this inning. Now a runner at second base with one out instead of first and second with no outs. The pitch is fouled down the left field line. Giving chase is Lee Stone. He will watch it go into the Angels bullpen, and the count is 0-1 to Nate Sutton. Sutton is 1 for 2 on the evening. He doubled in the first inning and grounded into a 1-6-3 double play to end the third. So hopefully that will get Angels fans fired up here. As Nate Sutton in the batter's box from the left side against the right-handed Green. Giannotti is at second base. The pitch swung on and grounded past the third baseman into left field. Giannotti will be waved around. The throw will not be in time. Sutton will slide into second base and up into second base with an RBI double. The Angels have cut the lead to 1. So that call now very big. Instead of runners at second, they'd have runners at second and third with no outs and a run across the board. But Sutton, an RBI double. And that'll bring Sean Rodriguez to the plate. Pitching coach Jose Bautista will run out and talk to Green. Nate Sutton now represents the tying run. As Sean Rodriguez will step to the plate. Rodriguez 0 for 1 on the evening with a walk and a fly out. But so now you see that that's a very important call, that call by Proner calling Casilla out. Let's see if the Angels can overcome that questionable call. As Great Falls has jumped out ahead of Billings 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth right now. That'll bring Sean Rodriguez to the plate. Rodriguez 0 for 1 on the night. Green getting his sign from Del Rosario. And Rodriguez will ask for time and be granted by Mike Lusky. And from a observer's perspective, it's unfortunate that Proner did not ask for help from home plate umpire Mike Lusky. That could have been a situation where it was needed. The pitch is taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Not much you can do about it now, fans, as the Angels have cut the lead in half. 2-1. They trail the Chukars now in the bottom of the sixth with one out and a runner at second base. The 0-1 to Rodriguez is swung on and fouled back out of play. And the count moves to 0-2. Not much you can do about the play now. So no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. A runner at second base for the Angels. They trail 2-1. Green comes set. The pitch swung and fouled back over the first base side and out of play. The count remains at 0-2. Sean fights off a tough fastball to stay alive at 0-2. So Great Falls has come back in the bottom of the fifth to take a 4-2 lead against Billings. As Billings had jumped out to a 2-0 lead. The pitch is grounded to the third baseman. The throw to second base has Nate Sutton in a pickle. Sean Rodriguez will hustle to second base as no one is covering. Sutton is tagged out by third baseman Mario Lison. And Rodriguez will advance all the way to second, excuse me. So Sutton is put out 5-6-5 on the tag for the second out of the inning. Rodriguez stands at second. That'll bring Andrew Toussaint. Toussaint 0 for 2 on the night. With the designated hitter, an opportunity to do some damage here. And the home crowd loves welcoming him to the plate. Rodriguez stands at second base. Green comes set. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one ahead of that off-speed delivery from Green. The Angels keeping it exciting here in the bottom half of the sixth as they trail 2-1 now. Entered into the inning with a 2-0 deficit. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike two as Drew can't catch up with the fastball. Tim Duff is 1 for 2 and stands in the on-deck circle. If Toussaint can reach no balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A runner at second base for the Angels. The pitch from Green. This is outside, ball 1. Good eye by Andrew Toussaint. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the designated hitter from Los Angeles, California. Green comes set, the pitch swung and just did get a piece of that as he fouls it off towards the Chukars dugout. Count remains at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Tying run stands at second base for the Provo Angels. Andrew comes set, the pitch is popped foul out of play by Drew. I meant to say Patrick Green comes set, but whatever. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The designated hitter Andrew Toussaint. The pitch from Green swung on and missed. Strike 3. So we head to the top of the 7th. The Angels trail 2-1. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
Restaurant on BYU campus. It's located in the new Student Athlete Building, the SAB, across from the Smith Fieldhouse, the SMA. And in under one of the seats out there at Larry Miller Field is dinner for 2 at Legend Grill. Everyone look under your seats. Legend Grill is open to the public, and you can enjoy their great food and sports on their Midstream TV.
Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. The Angels pick up 1 run and cut the lead in half. 2-1 the Chukars lead as we head into the top of the 7th. Chris Waters back on the hill to face off against Mario Lison, who lines the pitch into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. J.R. Renz is having it roll all the way past him to the wall. He struggles picking up the ball. Lison will stop at second with a leadoff double. And the Chukars have their leadoff man on here in the 7th. Solis now 1 for 3 as the Chukars struggled early on in the game, starting to heat up here. Eddie Solis was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and singled and scored in the 6th. He picked up the first hit of the night for the Chukars back in the 6th inning. Waters comes set. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 1 as Solis tried to check his swing. But did go around, said Mike Lusky. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch on the way is fouled into the screen down the first base line and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Should the Angels advance to the championship series in Montana, you will have all the action here on sportsjuice.com. I will be with the team. You can listen right here live on sportsjuice.com. Solis steps out of the box and steps back in, ready to go. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second base for the Chukars. The pitch is grounded back to the pitcher, Chris Waters, who makes a very athletic play to throw to first in time to get Eddie Solis. And there's now 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Kind of have a rooting interest for Waters right now. He's who I room with on the road, especially at least on this last road trip. So let's go, Chris. The pitch to Salazar, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Salazar way out in front of the pitch. Salazar's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Lisson stands at second base. Waters comes set. The pitch tried to go outside again. This time Salazar lays off, and the count is now 1-1. Salazar in the year struck out 52 times. So a rather free swinger. The pitch is popped up foul down the first base line and out of the ballpark. Count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base. Waters comes set. The pitch on the way. Curveball grounded right back to Chris. He looks the runner back and flips to first for the 2nd out of the inning as Waters fielding his position well. There are now 2 out in the 7th. For Felipe Del Rosario. Del Rosario has grounded out to Sean Rodriguez twice tonight. Is 0 for 2. No balls, 2 strikes, no balls, no strikes, and 2 out as Del Rosario looks at ball 1. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. 1-0 the count. Waters comes set. The pitch to Del Rosario. Called strike 1, a fastball that catches the outside corner. Waters getting the sign from Duff. The pitch, a curveball that misses up high, didn't break down, and the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Angels trail 2-1. We're in the top of the 7th with 2 out, a 2-1 count to the batter with Mario Lisson standing at second base. The pitch from Chris Waters misses outside. The snap throw down to second. Nice job by Sean Rodriguez to block that from sailing into center field as it short hopped the shortstop. The count moves to 3-1 on Del Rosario. With 2 out in the top of the 7th. Waters comes set. The pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to count. To Del Rosario. Rosario last played for the Arizona Royals, the Arizona League team of the Kansas City organization. shares a facility with the Texas Rangers in Surprise. The pitch on the way, the 3-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Big-time strikeout by Chris Waters as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Welcome back to Provo Angels Baseball. We head to the bottom of the 7th with Patrick Green coming back out on the hill for the Idaho Falls Chukars. The Chukars playing an elimination game right now. And Green is throwing well, having given up only 1 run on 5 hits. The Angels having only given up 2 runs on 5 hits. So both teams having excellent pitching here tonight. Green will get his sign from Felipe Del Rosario to lead things off against Tim Duff. The pitch to Duff is taken high, ball 1. Duff is 1 for 2 on the night. He doubled to right field back in his first at bat and struck out swinging in his second at bat in the 4th inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Timmy Duff. The pitch from Green swung on and fouled back out of play. The count moves to 1-1. Angels have had runners in scoring position many times here tonight. I've only taken advantage of it once. See if they can get off the schneid here in the 7th. The pitch from Green. Taken outside, ball 2. So right now, a questionable call back in the 6th inning, weighing over the Angels' head as umpire Roy Prowner made what seemed to be an easy play, called an out. And a play where Casilla seemed to be safe. Nothing he can do now but come back, and the pitch is lifted down the right field line, and the curves foul into and over the Chukars bullpen. The count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's the challenge of baseball, is to overcome the adversity. There's really no excuse. You just have to battle back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out. The pitch to Duff. Taken high, ball 3. As Green has only walked 2 batters this evening. Rodriguez picked up a walk, and Giannotti walked and scored back in the 6th. Green gets the sign, the pitch, the 3-2 on the way, lifted high into left field, but shallow as Alexander Bautista will gather underneath it and catch it for out number 1. So Duff just missing that. That pitch will bring Cliff Remley to the plate. Remley 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Remley, who had 3 hits last night, not picked up a hit here tonight. Green gets his sign. The pitch is lifted into left field for a base hit. So picking up a hit here with 1 out in the 7th inning is Cliff Remley. That'll bring J.R. Renz to the plate. Renz 1 for 2 with a single and a pop out. And Brian Rupp is going to walk out and visit with his right-hander. I wonder if this will be the end of the evening for Patrick Green. They do have some action in the bullpen. I cannot see who it is. It's number 6, Chad Blackwell, throwing right now. And yes, Patrick Green is done for the night. He goes 6 in the 3rd innings, gives up 1 run on 6 hits and no errors while he was on the hill for him defensively. The runner at first base, Cliff Remley, is his responsibility. We're going to take a brief pause and bring you the new pitcher. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. J.R. Renz, 1 for 2 on the evening, will step to the batter's box against number 6, Chad Blackwell, the new pitcher for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Blackwell 1-1 on the year with a 3.27 ERA, a product of the University of South Carolina, delivers a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 to Renz to start things off. Remley stands at first with a 1-out single to chase starter Patrick Green. The pitch from Blackwell is taken down low for a ball. As home plate umpire Mike Lusky petitioned Roy Prauner for some help. And Prauner said Renz did not go around on the check swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Blackwell with a little bit of a sidearm delivery. Swing and a foul tip off the catcher, Del Rosario, and the count moves to 1-2. Difficult for a right-handed batter like Renz to pick up out of the arm, out of his hand, as the ball, you don't really see the ball until right before it's released. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first base is Cliff Remley. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Renz goes down swinging for the first time tonight. And there are now 2 out in the inning for Mike Perdomo. Perdomo 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He'll step to the plate against Blackwell. Blackwell with 16 walks and 46 strikeouts. Opponent's only hitting 244 against him, but Perdomo rips a base hit into left field. Remley will turn hard, but be caught in between second and third. Good thing that the throw from Alexander Bautista fell out of the mitt of Geraldo Valentin, or they may have had a chance on Remley. Now runners at first and second for Richard Giannotti as Perdomo comes up big with a base hit. Richard Giannotti 0 for 1 on the evening. He has walked and scored the only run of the game for the Angels. So the Angels with a tying run at second base against Chad Blackwell. The pitch is taken outside, ball 1. That sidearm delivery that's so effective to right-handed hitters, not as much so to lefties, as they can see the ball much longer. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1, Giannotti way out ahead of an off-speed delivery. Let's go back to the Billings score and see what we've got there. The last time we checked, it was 4-2 in favor of Great Falls, and it still is as they head to the top of the 6th in Billings. The 1-1 taken down low, ball 2. Giannotti now out ahead of the count, 2-1. Giannotti from the left side of the plate, the switch hitter, as he normally does against righties. The pitch from Blackwell taken inside, ball 3, and the count moves to 3-1. Blackwell questioning where that pitch was. It missed about 6 inches inside from up here, at least from what we can see. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runners at first and second for the Angels. They trail by 1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch from Blackwell is swung on and missed. Strike 2. So full count. Runners will be going with runners at first and second and 2 out. Blackwell gets his sign. Time is called as Giannotti asks for time is granted by Mike Lusky. The pitch is wasted. Mike Lusky and Roy Proner, tonight's officials. Officials would work if we were calling a basketball game. They're tonight's umpires. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 runners on. The Angels trail 2-1. The pitch to Giannotti, grounded to the third base side, foul as he just gets a piece of that pitch. Everybody will head back and reset. Giannotti on the year with 69 strikeouts. Probably the thing that keeps him from being a 300 hitter in this league. We reset, full count, 2 out, 2 runners on, runners at first and second for the Angels in a 2-1 game. The pitch from Green catches the outside corner, called strike 3. We head to the top of the 8th. The Angels trail 2-1. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
The Provo area, up and down. The Grandview 64 and the BYU 204. And the Angels wish a happy birthday to Joey Birmingham, who's 29. Christopher Michaels is 42. Robert Day is 15. Julie Tracy is 29. Isaac Frazier is 1. Fernando Rodriguez is 55. Chelsea Clark is 15. And Michael Hughes is 23. We would also like to welcome the families of several Provo Angels players here at the tonight.
Valentin, who is the difference maker right now in this game, his 2-run home run. The difference in a 1-0 lead for the Provo Angels. Faces off against Chris Waters. The first pitch catches the outside corner, strike 1. We're in the top of the 8th. The Chukars lead 2-1. Valentin is 1 for 3 on the night with that 2-run home run. The pitch from Waters misses down low, ball 1. Neither the Angels or the Chukars have action in their bullpen. 1-1 is grounded to the left side. Nate Sutton will miss it. Sean Rodriguez instead will throw across the diamond and not in time. As Valentin beats out an infield hit. That'll bring Brad Hayes to the plate. Hayes is 1 for 2 with a single. He's also walked. Was caught stealing in the first inning. Waters gets his sign from Duff. Looks over his shoulder at the runner. The pitch is bunted back to the screen, and the count is now no balls and 1 strike. Nate Sutton will stand in at the corner a little bit. Cliff Remley will charge from first base. Angels middle infielders back at double play depth. Waters gets his sign from Duff. Sets the pitch is bunted once again back to the pitcher. Chris Waters will have just 1 play, and that's the first. Cliff Remley covering the bag. And there's now runners at second base with 1 out for the Chukars. They have Alexander Bautista coming to the plate. Bautista 1 for 3. A ground out, a pop-up, and he ripped a single back in the 6th inning. Bautista will dig in on the right side. It's the right-handed Chris Waters. Waters looks, the pitch taken on the outside corner, called strike 1. Waters comes set. Looks again at second base, nothing doing. Steps and pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 2. As Bautista was way out in front of that changeup. Bautista from the right side of the plate in left field tonight for the Chukars. The 0-2 from Waters. Called strike 3 as Bautista had already turned his back on the pitch. It was knee-high over the heart of the plate. And there are now 2 out in the 8th. That'll bring Billy Butler to the plate. Butler 0 for 2 on the night with a walk. To face off against Waters here. Waters throwing well. The pitch is lifted into center field. Richard Giannotti will give chase. He will dive and make the excellent catch to rob Billy Butler of an extra base hit. So Giannotti gets a standing ovation as he robs Butler of a hit that would have most definitely scored a run. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Angels trail by 1, and the top of the lineup is due up. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com.
When you enter the ballpark, and now is your chance to win $500. Open your junior program with the name 14. If you have a colorful heavyweight player on the Denver Short Credit Union ad, you are the winner of $500. Take your winning program to the press box, right behind home plate in front of your box.
come back to the bottom of the 8th. Alexi Casilla will lead things off here for the Provo Angels. Casilla is 1 for 2. He reached on a single and also had a sacrifice bunt. He looks at ball 1 outside. Chad Blackwell still on the hill for the Idaho Falls Chukars. He came in and got a big strikeout of Richard Giannotti to end the 7th with runners at first and second. The 1-0 inside, ball 2 as Casilla steps out of the way. We talked earlier about some of the injuries the Angels have sustained, just freak sorts of things. Aaron Wells, the athletic trainer, has done an excellent job of keeping this team healthy throughout the regular season, and we've had some help in the playoffs with additions to our roster that have made up for the injuries. Casilla looks at called strike 1. And the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch from Blackwell. Swing and a miss, strike 2. As Casilla couldn't catch up. And the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way. Casilla flails wildly at a pitch that was a 1.5 feet out of the strike zone for the strikeout to start the 8th inning. He slams his bat in frustration, and that'll bring Nate Sutton to the plate. Sutton 2 for 3 on the night with a pair of doubles. Also has driven in the only run the Angels have scored. He looks at ball 1 outside. One ball, no strikes. 1 out. The pitch to Sutton, check swing, a pitch that was out of the strike zone, and the count is 1-1. Sutton grabs his bat in frustration. So 1-1 the count now with 1 out here. Nate Sutton at the plate, Sean Rodriguez in the on-deck circle. Sutton takes a called strike 2. Angels 1 strike away from being down to only 4 outs. The pitch just misses the outside corner as Sutton has a good eye. The count moves to 2-2. Of course, if the Angels do not pull it out tonight, there will be a Game 3 right here at Miller Field. And the pitch is blooped into left field. But Bautista will come on to make the play as he was playing relatively shallow. There are now 2 out in the 8th. So Sean Rodriguez will come to the plate now. Rodriguez has walked, popped up to the shortstop, and reached on a fielder's choice. Is 0 for 2 on the night. The pitch from Blackwell misses outside, ball 1. Blackwell, one of 3 pitchers on the Chukars roster, all products of University of South Carolina. Rodriguez way out in front of an off-speed delivery, and the count is 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th. There's 2 out. The Angels trail 2-1. No action as of yet in the Angels bullpen. Same is the case for the Chukars. The 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Fans trying to cheer on Rodriguez here. 1-2 the count. The 2-out pitch is well wide as it sails to the backstop, and the count is 2-2. Good eye by Rodriguez on that particular pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch is lifted into left field down the line. That's going to fall inside for a base hit. Rodriguez will turn on the gas and try to head to second. He'll slide in with a double as the ball sails away from second baseman Eddie Solis, but Brad Hayes backing everything up. And the Angels now have a runner on, and Andrew Toussaint, who's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, will step to the plate. So So a little bit of something to cheer for here if you're an Angels fan. They've out-hit the Chukars 8-6, but trail 2-1. The pitch from Blackwell, taken low and outside, ball 1. Good eye by Tucson on that pitch. Blackwell gets his sign. The pitch called for a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Tucson, who split time at third base and designated hitter this year. In the lineup tonight is the DH. He takes the 1-1 up high and tight, and it's 2-1 to Tucson. Tucson finished the regular season, hitting .289 with 12 home runs and 52 RBI. The pitch from Blackwell, outside ball 3. The ball did not skip away. Rodriguez will slide safe into third base. As the throw was wide by Del Rosario, the tag applied late by Lison, and Rodriguez stands at third base with a 3-1 count to answer Tucson. Aggressive base running by Rodriguez as he hook slides around the tag. His second stolen base of the night. 3-1 the count. Rodriguez at third base with 2 out. The pitch popped up into shallow center field. Valentino call everybody off and gather it in. The Angels get the tying run 90 feet away and leave him stranded. We head to the top of the ninth. It's 2-1 at Idaho Falls. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsUse.com. Welcome back to the top of the ninth. The Angels trailing 2-1 as Brian McFall will start things off for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Mario Lison will follow, and Eddie Solis will bat third this inning. McFall looks at ball 1 inside. Chris Waters still on the mound for the Angels. Delivers a strike as McFall swings and misses. Evening the count at 1 apiece. So many of the fans sticking around here tonight as the game has been a good one. 2-1 to score. We're in the top of the ninth. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2. McFall is 0 for 3 on the night. One ball, 2 strikes, no out. Waters starts to wind up the pitch. Catches the outside corner, called strike 3. So Waters coming up big there. Now 1 out in the top of the 9th, and that'll bring Mario Lison to the plate. Lison is 1 for 3 with a double. Chris Waters starts his windup to pitch. A curveball that catches the outside corner, 0-1. If needed tomorrow night, Game 3 will be played here at Miller Field. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. As Lison is quickly in the hole, 0-2. You can listen to the action live on sportsjuice.com starting at 6:59 Mountain Standard Time. Waters starts his windup to pitch. Just misses outside, 1-2, the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch from Waters popped up into center field. Giannotti will come in, and he will gather it in for the second out. Trail 2-1. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on sportsjuice.com. Tim Duff to lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th. The Angels trail 2-1. They'll have Duff, Cliff Remley, and J.R. Rentz coming to the plate. The crowd's starting to get into it. A crowd of nearly 1,400 here tonight as Blackwell misses down low, ball 1. Duff on the night, 1 for 3 with a double. He reached third base with 1 out, was unable to score. He was left stranded back in the second inning. The pitch from Blackwell. Called strike 1 on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. Duff, Remley, and Renz all due up here in Game 2 of a 3-game series. The Angels lead 1-0, but trail here in the 9th inning. 2-1. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Pitch tails away from the right-handed Duff, and he can't connect. The Angels lose. We'll be back on air tomorrow night at 6:59 Mountain Standard Time. If they win, we'll next be on air Saturday night in some city in Montana, possibly Billings, perhaps Great Falls. Duff asks for time and is granted so by Lusky, steps out of the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no out. Leadoff man Tim Duff here in the 9th takes ball 2 outside and low. Duff stepping back into the batter's box with a 2-2 count. The pitch from Blackwell. Swung on and grounded lightly to the third base side. Duff is going to run. Long throw by Salazar, and it's picked out of the dirt. By Lison. It's picked out of the dirt by Hayes. And Duff almost legs it out for an infield hit. However, the Angels down to their last 2 outs. Cliff Remley now coming to the plate. Remley 1 for 3. Grounded out, struck out, and singled. Trying to stretch this game out a little bit. The Angels need at least 1 run. Blackwell starts his windup. The pitch to the lefty. Remley misses outside. Ball 1. The windup. The pitch. Grounded up the middle. It's going to be fielded by Valentin. The long throw. And Remley slides and beats it out for an infield single. That gets the fans on their feet here in Provo as Remley hustles it out for a single. It is his second hit of the night. As Renz will now step to the plate. Caleb Mayer looks like he's going to pinch hit for the right fielder. Tom Kochman talking to home plate umpire Mike Lusky. As Caleb Mayer taking his practice cuts in the on-deck circle. Mayer finished the 2004 regular season hitting .316 with 6 home runs and 36 RBI. As Angels fans anxiously on the edge of their seats. Cliff Remley standing at first base with 1 out. Angels coaching staff pacing in front of the dugout, and trainer Aaron Wells and Brett Crane pacing back and forth themselves. Mayer seeing his first action of the 2004 Pioneer League playoffs. Blackwell comes set. Mayer swings and misses. Strike 1. Renz will end the night 1 for 3. Blackwell comes set. The pitch it does hit Caleb Mayer, and there'll be runners at first and second for Mike Perdomo. So good job by Mayer to stay in tight on that. He actually tried to get out of the way, but stayed close enough in the batter's box to get nipped on the leg. And that'll bring Mike Perdomo to the plate. Perdomo 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a single. Single back in the 7th inning. 1 out, runners at first and second. The Angels trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch is outside as it gets away from the catcher, Del Rosario, but as he keeps it in front, not far enough away to allow Remley or Mayer to advance, and the count is now 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to Perdomo. Angels trail by 1. Mike Lusky's going to take time and brush off home plate. Remley's at second. Caleb Mayer at first, and Mike Perdomo in the batter's box with Richard Giannotti in the on-deck circle with 1 out. The pitch from Blackwell, swing and a miss, strike 1. Count now even at 1 apiece. To Mike Perdomo against the right-handed Blackwell. The pitcher comes set, the deliveries. Perdomo lays off, good eye, as they appeal down to Roy Prowner. He did not go around, and the count is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runners on. The Angels trail by 1. The pitch by Blackwell. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 as once again Perdomo chases that pitch out of the strike zone. So the count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. With Remley at second. Caleb Mayer at first. Blackwell comes set. The pitch. Called strike 3. A fastball over the plate at the belt. And there are now 2 out. In the bottom of the ninth, that'll bring Richard Giannotti to the plate. Giannotti will bat from the left side against the right-hander, Chad Blackwell. Giannotti 0 for 2. He's walked and scored. The pitch from Blackwell. He checks his swing. Did not go around, said Prauner. And it's called ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Runners at first and second in a 1-run ball game. The Angels trail 2-1 to the Chukars. Blackwell throwing a good mixture of off-speed pitches and fastballs. The pitch is called strike 1. Looked a little high from here. However, the count now even at 1. Alexi Casilla is in the on-deck circle. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Blackwell comes set the pitch. Called strike 2. Fastball that catches the corner, and the Angels are down to their last strike. Chukars 1 strike away from tying this series up at 1 and forcing a game 3 tomorrow night at Miller Field. Game time would be 7:05. The few Chukars fans that are in the stadium are also on their feet anxious. The 1-2 on the way. Fouled it down the third base side. Mario Luison will have the play, and the game is over. The Angels lose 2-1. 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors tomorrow, or for the for the Idaho Falls Chukars. 1 run on 9 hits and no errors for the Provo Angels. So the series is now tied at 1. We'll have a game 3 tomorrow night here at Miller Field. 7:05 game time. Broadcast start at 6:59. Thank you for listening tonight. You're listening to Provo Angels Baseball on SportsJuice.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow.